Hey guys, while I wouldn't call this a proper unboxing video, I will be going through some vintage items I got recently. These were dropped off by the owner of the K-Part 325 TV chassis I've been working on. What he dropped off was a picture tube to go into that chassis. It's a Farnsworth AR-160 like would have been used originally. He had also parted out an Admiral TV, I think it was a combo set with a really nasty cabinet. And he gave me the control panel. I hope to use this on a Bakelite 16-inch tabletop model. Hope to get to that project soon. But the main thing he dropped off was a whole bunch of service info. Haven't had a chance to look through this yet, so I figured I'd do it on camera. What do we got? First off, 1960-61 TV Circuit Handbook. Describes all typical circuits used in all 60-61 TV receivers. And I do have a few TVs that fall into that time range. Might have circuits pertinent to Predictas, which were made 58 to 60. Also, I've got some GE TVs that this might apply to, and an Admiral tabletop remote control TV. Miller coil replacement guide and general catalog. I believe that J.W. Miller is still around and still making coils to this day. So if this is a cross-reference guide, and yes it is, these are going to be very, very handy. So for example, this shows the Merit part number cross-matched to the Miller part number. Oh, I got pictures too. So these not only can be just interesting to look through to see what used to be available, what things cost, it can also be very handy in tracking down replacement parts. You can cross-reference the original part number to something like Miller's part number. And this is along the same vein. This is Hal Dorson, who made replacement yokes and flybacks and such. This is price guide too. Oh, so it looks like they inserted some other additional stuff. This is actually Merit info. Triad to Merit cross-reference. And now we get into the Hal Dorson stuff. So these are also very, very handy things to have. So you can cross-reference, again, the original manufacturer's part number to a generic replacement, which do show up on eBay. You search for TV flyback, you will find some of these old ones. Usually start with a fly number. Like a fly 01 corresponds to the flyback typically used in all the early RCAs and Admirals. These are also cool to get. So there's Sam's service info, which they created by actually buying a TV and reverse engineering it. There's Ryder's service info, which is usually a combination of original service info plus maybe some supplemental info. And then, if you can get your hands on it, it's nice to have the original factory service info. So this is for a Silvertone, model 101866. Parts list and everything. Nice big fold-out schematic. I don't have this TV, but maybe someday, or somebody else out there might find this useful. Alright, let's see, moving on. Looks like a publication from RCA with TV servicing tips. What year this is from? 1951. Okay, so definitely in the time frame of the types of TVs I work on. Tips on alignment, horizontal pulling, home and buzz. So this probably is full of useful info on servicing early RCA TVs. There's another publication from RCA. Troubleshooting tough sets or dogs. Okay, nice little graphic there. There was a term used to describe sets that were really tough to fix, called tough dogs or dogs. Another very nice thing to have. Original service info for the Zenith porthole sets. Hopefully, yeah, I think this one. I think this covers the one I've got. I think I have a 23G, 23 or 24, something like that. Very cool. Oh, and it keeps going. 52, 53, so you can see we go 50, 51, 52. Hey, that's when they switched from circular to rectangular. A bit late to the game. Most manufacturers in 1950 switched to the rectangular, but I think Zenith had their little thing going with the porthole TVs, so they kept using the round CRTs longer than anybody else. 53. Moving on, some info about an RCA flyback. A catalog from 1969. Radio, TV, electronics. Oh yeah, these are fun to look through too. You know, stuff that used to be available and what the prices are. Speakers. Kits. Oh, that's fun stuff. Antennas, CBs, shortwave receivers, reference books. Just wondering if they have tubes in here. Knobs, transformers and coils, caps, controls. Yeah, tubes. And this is what I was. It's painful to look at this, but yeah, just find it interesting. Old picture tubes. Boy, I sure wish I could get them for these prices. How about a 21 FBP 22 color picture tube, roundy, for only 65 bucks. These are rebuilt though. But still, I know these black and white ones. 12 LP4/KP4, only 16 bucks. Be looking to find one for 100 these days. Yeah, we got the one for replacement for Predicta, 21 bucks. 21-inch Predicta CRT replacement. Huh. Alright, moving on. Sims Photo Effects 76 index. Well, that's a bit newer than anything I ever work on. And luckily Sam's is still in business, so rather than look through this, you just go to their website and look up, type in a chassis number or a TV model number, and you get the Sam's folder. Which I can see right away, that's what a bunch of this is, Sam's folders. And these are pretty high numbers, so I don't know if I have too many TVs in this range. Like this is a 1956. Possibly the Admiral, like the T102 I'm working on, the little metal portables. Those are from 57. So those might be in here somewhere. 58. Yeah, so definitely might be some goodies. Also GE. I have some GEs from 58. Maybe the Predictas are in here. Yeah, I've seen these. Wouldn't mind getting one of these someday. Add more portability. They call that the Playmate model, something like that. Okay, so we got a bunch of Sam's folders. What else we got? Sam's. And more Sam's. Looks like these are some individual ones that were stuck in here. Looks like the original paperwork that would have come with the TV. Not much in it though. Sears Silvertone, Technician's Manual and Owner's Manual. Well, all it's left is the schematics, so I imagine there used to be more pages to this. Or maybe not. Maybe this is all you got. So it does have the operation, maintenance, and the schematics, so maybe this is it. This is all you got. Just a one pager folded over. What else? Sam's, more Sam's, more Sam's. Color stuff, AMC. Go. Color Roundy. Ambassador tabletop. Never come across that brand before. Silvertone. July 67. Definitely the newer stuff. And another Roundy. Console model. Combo set. Another Ambassador, little portable guy. Delmonico. Olympic Roundy. Emerson Roundy. Get asked all the time, why don't I ever do color TVs? Well, basically, because I've never had a chance to get one, other than maybe buying one top dollar off of eBay. They just don't show for sale that often. Speaking of which, check that out. That is the original service info for the first color TV, or at least the first mass-produced, widely available color TV, RCA CT100. Not too many left around, and even fewer that still work, because the 15GP22 picture tube was prone to leak and extremely difficult to rebuild. So I don't know if this has any value or not. I know you can get a scan reproduction of this online, but the original deal might have some interest to collectors or owners of a, who are lucky enough to have a CT100. Some original GE service info for Strata Power receivers. Original Emerson service info. A bunch of loose schematics. Pages taken out of something. And some more original service info for RCAs. think I have any of these models. Months. Madman Months. Months known for making the cheapest TVs out there because they would use the absolute minimal circuit designs. Generally their sets would only work in strong signal areas because they would pare the design down to the bone to save money. The Crafters Motorola. Ooh, this is cool. I believe these are the very first two models of Motorola sold, at least in terms of consoles. I'm not sure if the 10-inch consoles or the 7-inch tabletops came out first, but for sure the 101 and 102 were their very first 10-inch magnetic deflection models. Sure don't see them too often. So unlike the VT71s, the 7-inch tabletops that there's so many of out there that used a, let's say an innovative design. I was going to use the word cheap, but let's say innovative. The 10-inch models were a bit more conventional. Well, it looks like they still use some cost-cutting measures like sticking a flyback underneath the chassis rather than having a dedicated high voltage gauge. Look at that, two huge power transformers down there. It's definitely not series strung sets. Okay, moving on. Emerald Color TV. Emerson, Helicrafters, Alright, so that's about it. So I will definitely go through this in more detail. It'd be very cool if I could find some original service info and some sets I actually have, but definitely nice to have regardless. So maybe I can help somebody else out. And finally, here is the K-Parts chassis with Farnsworth picture tube installed. I plan on getting back to this chassis as soon as a Little Admiral T102 portable is done. If you recall, this TV set was a save. It was an alley find, and the copper thieves had smashed the neck of the original picture tube and stolen the yoke. But they actually left the focus coil behind. I probably realized there was a whole bunch of copper inside there. Separately, I just happened to pick up a Farnsworth AR-160 picture tube off of a Craigslist find where somebody had bought an old building and they were rehabbing it, and they found some picture tubes in the basement. Most of them were duds, but this one was still good. Although it's the same as basically any other 16-inch picture tube, like a 16 KP4, 16 RP4. It's nice to have an actual original Farnsworth AR-160 installed. So, hopefully soon I will be back to working on this, and maybe I can actually get to work properly.